Yeah. Hopefully we get done with FIFO, LIFO, and average cost, but we'll see. Okay. So I think we ended on problem 4. So I think we're on problem 5 here. All right. So you guys will recall from last time that we had, excuse me. Last time we were doing the FIFO, and the first one's in, the first one sold. So this one we're going to start with our sales, and our sales are the easy part. Sales are whatever you whatever you got in return for your whatever it is you sold. Okay, let's get 3,600. So now it's our sales. I'm just going to put this in here so people can't wait. Okay. And again, that you know, the sales are usually the easy part. The hard part are these, and we're using first in, first out, which I think I mentioned before, is really first in, first sold. You know, the first in, first out. The out they're talking about is sold. So the first ones in were the first ones to be sold. So these are the first ones to be sold. Okay, and let's see here. Ah, there's a bug on my desk. Yeah, your bug. All right, bug distracted me. Okay, so we need to $300 units. Oops. Okay, so where are we going to find the first units? Oh, I already put it up there. So the first ones we're going to find is this here. Now notice we don't have enough units to cover the whole 300. So we'll just take the 120 that we have. So we still need 180. So these are gone. They're gone and never coming back. And down here, I'll take this from the inventory. That's not high school. 1-9. Now, notice there's 260 in here, but we don't need 260. We only need 180. So we'll take 180 out of this level. There'll still be some left. You and me. We'll take 180 out of there. Look a little silly, but all right. So these are the two inventory levels that we have. And we'll worry about cleaning up in a second. I think we'll just come down here and do our okay, so from the inventory, one, so 120 units. The cost was $5. $20 times 600. And from the inventory, 19. 180 units. $6 each. Thousand. Okay. 1,000. That's our cost of goods sold. Excuse me. What's on it? Okay, I think I'm gonna fix this one now because we really don't have 260 anymore in this layer. We have 180 sold. So those units are gone. They're not coming back. So we only have 80 of them. Um, so this is really what we're left with. We have 80 at 6 and 50 at 4. And page 5. Oh, page 5 down here. Because now we're going to do the gross profit, which is sales 3,600. Minus cost of goods sold. And you frequently see that abbreviated as COGS, COGS. And you can abbreviate it. Feel free to abbreviate it on the text. All right, cost of goods sold is 1680. Oh. And this will be our gross profit. So 3,600 minus 1820. Excuse me. And so this is the cost of the stuff that went out the door. It's never coming back. I'm moving this down. Okay, so our ending inventory is just what's left over. So this is gonna look silly, but the 1-1 inventory is completely gone. Something different. Of course, this first one's gonna look a little silly because we've already sold all of them, but and again, those are gone, they're never coming back. The 180 are gone, they're never coming back. They've left the building. All right, from 19. $80. $6 each equals $480. Yep. Excuse me. And we have 50. We didn't do anything with this layer, so this one just save there. Okay. And so this would be on the balance sheet. This is an asset. Be on the balance sheet. 680. This would all be on the income statement up there. And then this would become the beginning inventory in the next month. This would be the inventory on and then on February 1st, then this would become the beginning inventory. And so in the future, when they would make sales, the first ones would come out of the 80 at 6. When those were used up, they go to the 50 at 4, and then whatever the purchases were. That's on that one. Okay, so that's first in, first out. Sick here. Last in, first out is similar to first in, first out, except that instead of taking, I blew past it. So taking the first ones in, you're going to take the last ones in. So it's the same thing, same idea, but we're going to take the last ones in. Okay, now, I think I told you guys, only the United States uses this method. No other place on the planet uses it. Last in, first out. It does not match the normal way that goods would be sold. First in, first out matches the way goods are usually sold. Last in, first out is usually not the way they're sold. So, well, why are we doing it? Why are we doing what this is not the way that the flow of the goods usually is. Usually the first one's in, the first one's sold. Well, there is a reason for it, and the reason is for last in, first out. It has to do with economics, and that the most relevant price is the last price for something. That excuse me, if you want to look at the economic impact of sales and that sort of thing, the last price is the most relevant price. Is whatever those items are, that's most likely the closest to what their actual value is. So that if you want to find your income, the best estimate of what your income is would be using the last price, because whatever you have in your inventory, the last price is usually the best price. It's the most accurate, up-to-date price. So that's why last in, first out is used. It's not that they think that the goods actually flow that way. It's that from an economics point of view, it's a better measure of income. So that's why my collar is floating up. So that's why it's used in the United States. It's not used anywhere else in the world. It doesn't match the way actual goods flow, but it is it's felt that it's a better measure of what income is than first in, first out, which if you think about it, first in, first out uses the oldest numbers, right? The oldest inventory goes out first. So that's why we use the LIFO, and that's why it's actually pretty popular in the United States. It isn't that, there's a handful of companies using it. It's lots of companies are using it. Okay. Let's go back to the screen. So last in, first out. Again, things don't flow in this manner, but it's generally thought that it is a better measure of income than the other one, than first in, first out. Okay, well, starts out exactly the same. Sales. Okay, so sales will be 1,800. Okay, so which ones are going to be the last ones in, by the way? The 1-1 or the 110?
The 110.
Yep. So these are the last ones in. Okay, so excuse me. Okay, so we're gonna get last ones in. We can get all 45 out of this. We're not gonna take 50 because we can sell 50. But we need custom 45. So this will be I don't know why I care what it costs. Might as well keep going with it. All right, so this is that we don't need more. And so the sales that this is we need to find the cost for those ones that we sold. So okay, so we sold okay. I don't need to put this extra line in there, but this will be our cost of goods sold. That was a little silly, but so our cost of sold is 1,125. I'm going to clean this up here a little bit though, because we really don't have 50 in there anymore. We sold 45. And so this is really what is left. Let's not do that. So this is really what's left in our inventory. We still have 5 from this layer. We sold 45 of them. We still have 5 from this layer. just say sold. Hey. There's 5 left here, and we didn't do anything with it first. Okay, so coming down here, gross profit. So we have our sales. Here. Cost of goods sold is gross profit. Minus 605. And I am going to go too far here. Copy all of this. The bottom of the page, we were ending inventory. Again, you don't have to do this. I'm just copying it down here so it's closer to it. Oh, you can leave that. Okay, so our ending inventory. We have 2. On the first, we didn't sell any of those. So we still have all of them. $17.60. And inventory. $5. $125. Those two together. So 85. That's our inventory. Next time when we start selling, we will sell those first 5 here. And if there's anything else that was purchased after that, those will be sold. And so these are just in there. Here's a weird thing about LIFO. It's possible that beginning inventory sit on your books for years. Because if you never sell out all of your inventory, you'll never get down to that first layer. And I think this is why the other countries don't like it, is that you can have inventory sit on your books for 30 years. And obviously the price of it on your books is, a lot of times way low as far as your assets are concerned, because you're using costs that are from who knows when. All right, now you'll notice that you probably recognize that this problem 6 is the same as problem 3. It's the same problem. But you'll notice, using first in, first out, we got a different amount for our inventory. How come I didn't label that? I don't know. So we got a different amount for our cost of goods sold. We got a different amount for our gross profit, and our ending inventory was also different. So you'll notice that this method, it changes your income. And it also is going to change your ending inventory. Your income 675 with LIFO and 1885 for the ending. If you go up here to page 3, oops, I mean 810. So your income was higher on page 3 with FIFO. Your ending inventory is higher too. It's got more of the higher price one sitting in. So your inventory is higher and your income is higher. The FIFO method usually has a more accurate ending inventory. The LIFO method is usually considered a more accurate income one. All right. Let's do this one. Okay, we sold 90 units, so the sales are exactly the same. And by the way, the sales aren't going to change for either. It doesn't matter the method. Okay, so 90 times 30. 50. So this one will be similar to what's on page 4, or yeah, page 4. Okay, so this is not that. Wish I could have this shapes thing just like always on the screen. Oh, I wonder if I could put it in here. I wish I could. I'll go around with that later. Okay. After all that, I forgot to do it. Okay. Okay. So the last ones in are which ones?
$121.
Yep. The inventory on 121. Now we can't get all 90 units. There aren't 90 units in. There's only 70. So we'll take all 70. Oops. Hey. And we still need to find the cost for 20. Okay, so these are gone. Those are gone. They're sold. They're never coming back. But we need 20 more. So we're going to go to the next last in, which would be 13, January 13th. And we don't need all 60. We only need 20 of it. So that's it. So we need these two. So that'll give us all the cost for 90 of them. I'll clean up this layer in a second, but let's go down here. So these are ones that are sold. They're sold and they're never coming back. Okay, so the units times some cost, $25 equals some number. $17.50. And we need inventory from /13, 20 of those. $20 each. Excuse me. $400. Okay, plus $17.50. Okay, so this will be our cost of goods sold. Excuse me. Okay, so this is our cost of goods sold. And by the way, if you're wondering why I say here they're sold and never coming back, a lot of times when people make errors in these problems, they'll sell the same inventory more than once. So whenever it's sold, it's gone. So 70 are gone, 60 out of here are gone. Might as well clean it up now. Minus 20 that were sold. So we have 40 left. Move everything over. It's an unhappy coincidence. There's 40 in each. So this is the ending inventory. This is the ending inventory. So this is left over, and that's an unhappy coincidence opposed to our saying. I think it could happen. There's no reason for those to be the same. Put it that way. Okay, so let's see how much gross profit we made. 3150 minus 2150. And again, you can go ahead and check on page 4. And you can see that these are, these are different. Yeah. Well, let's take a look at page 4. So the gross profit was 1,000 for LIFO. For FIFO, the profit was 1,550. So again, it changes your profit depending on which method you use. It's not going to come out the same. And if it did come out the same, we wouldn't need to have these two different things. Okay, so this is, let me copy this down. Space in here. Right. Oh, I know. I didn't delete it up here. Okay, I think I gotta add a row in here. Okay. So Our ending inventory. We have inventory on 1. Yeah, 600. Hey. And for all that, it is 600. Okay, so inventory 113, and we only have 40 left. We sold 20 of those. 800. Yeah, but so the ending inventory, this would be at the end of the month. 131 that we show on the books, we show whatever those are. 1400. First on that one. Okay, I think I'm going to stop right there. Do this next one for homework, and we'll check the answer next time. So so number 8. You're flying solo on this one. So pick the next, and we'll go over it next class. So next class we'll I'll put the answer for number 8 up. So see if you can complete this. Don't be afraid to make a mistake, but do last in first out, and see if you can complete this one for next class. And we'll go over it at the beginning of class. I don't want to go into. Sometimes when you have mixed methods, it gets confusing. So anyway, we will do this one. This will clean up the LIFO. We'll be done with the FIFO and the LIFO, and we'll start on the average cost next class. So see if you can do this one for next class. Page 8, and doing LIFO. And at the beginning of next class, I'll put the answers to it up. So work page 8 on your own. And again, don't be afraid to make a mistake. You know, it happens. It's not that big a deal. So, and I'll give you the right answers. And we'll go over we'll go over it together on Tuesday. Okay, and I think is the test due tomorrow? I think the test is due tomorrow. So if you is it? Yeah, if I can get this. But anyway, and by the way, just because that's the due date doesn't mean you can't turn it in after that. You can. It's just that it won't be in your grades until you do turn it in, obviously. So don't worry about it. You know, if you're missing assignments or tests, turn them in. You get full credit for them. Well, if you turn them in, you get full credit for them. So turn them in. They just, but if you miss a due date, it just won't be in your grade to date when you look at your grade to date. Any question on that?
No.
Well, I have tutoring tomorrow at noon and 6. If you want to schedule a time other than that, absolutely feel free to contact me, and we can go over whatever you want to go over. We'll find it some time to do it. But so tomorrow at noon, and wait a minute, I'm lying to you. I can't do the noon one tomorrow. I have a doctor's appointment. So I'll be there at 6. I'll be there at 6. So there won't be a noon tutoring session. Just tomorrow. That's is an unusual one. Yeah. So then we will. So I'll be there at 6. But by the way, if you have a time you want to schedule to go over stuff, you know, get a hold of me. We'll find some time. Questions?
Yeah. Hey, Professor, I just wanted to let you know that like the reason like it's been like I've been dragging to turn in my work is because I've been getting like tutored, so like it kind of like makes it like a little like longer of a span to like finish everything.
That's absolutely fine. Yeah. Well, you actually bring up a good point. There is tutoring available, and the tutoring is if you look on in Blackboard, there is a tutoring. I got the links to the tutors when they're available, when they're doing their Zoom meetings, and you can contact them other times too. So yeah, good point though. The tutors they're available. They're there. It's I think they're getting paid. Maybe they're not, but they you know they're there for you. So
yeah.
Any other questions? Okay. But yeah, by all means, you don't have to come to me if you want. And sometimes tutors are better than instructors because they're usually students themselves. They have a different perspective than we do, and I just keep saying things the same way that and sometimes it's good to hear someone else say it in a different way that makes more sense. So anyway, yeah, the tutors are available. You can also contact me. And anyway, so page 8 for Tuesday, and we'll go over that first in class, and then we'll start in on the average cost, which is the last of the methods that we'll go over. Any questions?
No, but all my assignments should be in by this weekend. So I'm
Okay.
I think they finished. I think they're about to send me my code. I actually talked. Yeah.
Oh, good.
Today. Yeah, calling you today.
Oh yeah, I hope it comes through. Yeah, it's crazy how much stuff costs these days with textbooks. Yeah, I knew the textbooks were going out of control when they used to have us come to the to meet the authors and all that kind of stuff. I remember going to one of these, and they had like 10 people for one book. I'm looking around thinking, okay, they're feeding 10 families off this book. This is going to be really expensive. And they are, that's why they have all these programming people. They have all these people designing websites. They have all these people that do, you can't believe how many, it's kind of overkill. But anyway, unfortunately, that's what we're with. So anyway, I'm glad you got the code though. It's not paying us huge. Okay. Well, I will talk to you guys on Tuesday. Okay. Have a good weekend.
Thank you, Professor.
It's beautiful this weekend, by the way. So